It's Katie Farner, your director for Team Sunshine State Superstars. So I wanted to make this video today because we had a ton of promotions last year. A ton. We had 69 promotions in 12 months. That's incredible. You are totally living up to your name of Sunshine State Superstars, and I am so proud. So because we've had so many recent promotions, I know we have a lot of new leaders, people who might be wondering, what do I do now? And that's what I'm here for, to teach you what to do now. So anyone who is a lead, a star, or a superstar consultant, I see you guys as directors in training. Because if you have led your team to one of those levels and you are training them, mentoring them, guiding them, leading by example, doing all these things we're about to go over, then you are only going to keep growing. And it's only a matter of time until you are a director. So I see you guys all as directors in training, and I hope that you do too. Just because you might not be a director doesn't mean that you can't act like one. There are a lot of ways that you as leaders need to be working with your teams to ensure that they have healthy businesses, and in turn, you have a healthy business. So let's just dive right in. I have 11 different things here that I have written out that if you follow them, you will have a solid team. So number one is lead by example. It's number one for a reason. It's not number one because it's all you need to do, but it is number one because it's one of the most important things to do, and it's definitely where you need to start. We always, as leaders, need to be doing a self-check. And this is one of the areas we really need to keep in check for sure. The compensation plan is set up to where in order to be paid on any level of leadership, we have to have $500 in PRV. And some people might not love that policy, but I do. I absolutely think it's a very important policy. We need to be leading by example. We need to be holding parties consistently every month, or doing an event, or doing a fundraiser, or doing mini tester parties. We have to be consistently selling. And if we're going to instruct and guide others on how to be doing it, we've got to be doing it. So that's one example of leading by example. Here's a few others. Attend meetings, like ones that your director might be doing or your superstar director in the area where you live. Make sure that you're attending meetings. If you can't attend a local meeting, we offer team phone calls that you can call in and listen to. Sensi offers a training every single week. Listen to that. Can't listen to it live? Listen to the recording. Same thing for my call. You can listen to the recording. Attend spring sprint in your area. Attend Sensi family reunion. Stay compliant. That is a big one. Stay up to date on home office. You know, everything that they're updating with us on, they're updating us on, like incentives that we might be doing, or important changes, things like that. So important. Stay up to date and make sure your team is staying up to date with the important things. Be authentic and vulnerable, and have your own goals. It's really important that you as a leader are showing that you have goals and you're striving for their goals. We never reach, no matter what, superstar directors at the very top of our compensation plan, they don't reach a certain level and say, oh, I've reached my goals, I'm done. We're always growing, we're always learning, there's always new things that we can accomplish, and that's the beauty of this business. So those are a few different ways that you can lead by example. So number two, you are their go-to. When you are any rank of leadership, even a lead consultant, you might feel like, oh, I just promoted it to a leadership rank. I'm only a lead consultant. That might be how you feel. But you are their go-to. You sponsored them, and you have certain responsibilities to train them and guide them. You are their go-to. Make sure that they know that. Make sure that they know if they need something, they can reach out to you. And if you don't know the answer, if they need to know something, make sure they know they can reach out to you. Because there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, thanks for calling me, Sally. I'm so glad that you asked me. I really want to give you the right answer, and I'm not 100% sure because I'm kind of newer to this too. So let me go ahead and call consultant support, and I will let you know. And it's as simple as you calling consultant support, and you can let them know. So make sure that they know that you are the go-to person. And the same thing for when they sponsor. When your team member sponsors, that person needs to know that they're their new go-to. They're their go-to person. So make sure that you are there for them and they know they can contact you and that they're not going, up over your head to your superstar director. You're there for them. Number 3, maintain consistent contact. Consistency is muy importante. You can tell I was just in Cancun. Consistency is really important with anything we do in this business, with your customers, with your team members, anything. So one way that you can stay consistent, and that's really important, is with your communication. Your communication needs to be consistent. So one of my goals is to have phone calls or at least text messages with every single person in my frontline every single month. So as your frontline continues to grow, I think I have 52 in my frontline. It can become more and more and more difficult. So break it up. So say that you have a team of 12 and there's 4 weeks in the month. Call 3 people each week. So throughout the course of the week, you've got it in your plan. Okay, I'm calling these 3 on week 1, these 3 on week 2, these 3 on week 4. 3 and 4, you know what I'm saying. It's very, very important to have consistent open communication with them. Some people prefer text, and that's okay. If they prefer text, send them a text. But have consistent communication with them. Don't wait for them to come to you, because if you haven't established a relationship with them, they're not going to come to you. They're going to struggle in silence and not let you know that they've hit a roadblock if they don't feel comfortable with you. So that's one way that you can, is just set it up to where, every week, okay, I'm going to do this. And one thing that I think is really important too is knowing when they have parties. Know that they've got, if they've got a party coming up, this Saturday night, send them a text Saturday afternoon and say, hey, I'm thinking of you. Good luck at your party tonight. I hope it's awesome. And say, let me know how it goes when you leave. All they've got to do is just send you a quick text when they leave. They can even do it in a certain format. What Mary Christensen was teaching us to do was they would say 500 plus 2 plus 0. And that would stand for 500 in PRV, 2 parties booked, and 0 recruits. So that could be your fun little system. After every party, your frontline people can text you and tell you how it went. And you can cheer them on with, the good, the bad, and the ugly. When you talk to them. They send you that text, cheer them on, say how great that is, and then plan a time to talk to them again soon. And you can talk about the party and find out how it went. Oh, you didn't get any recruits, did you have a hard time talking about it, or maybe did you feel uncomfortable? You got to ask them the tough questions so they really look inside themselves and evaluate. Because sometimes we don't like to self-evaluate. Sometimes we're like, I'm good the way I am. So it's good to be there for them and help them to ask those tough questions sometimes. So number 4, develop a system for new team member training. I personally do a series of weekly conversations or text messages, at least for their first 70 days, to get them through that sensational start time period because it's such a critical time for them. It begins with the welcome interview, and in that conversation, I'm just greeting them, welcoming to the team, getting to know them, asking them their goals for their Scentsy business, why they chose Scentsy, if they've ever sold for a DSA company before, and if they did, what did they and didn't they like, did they have children, and I take notes throughout this conversation. I want to be able to remember their why. I want to be able to remember what motivated them. So later, when they're going through a difficult patch, as we all do, I can remind them of why they're here and why they did this. Hey, you really wanted to get your children to Disney World, and I really want to help you do that, or whatever it may have been. So figure out a system that works for you, for how you want to go through the new consultant training period with them. But it's very important to have a structure in place so that new team member, this is what we do. So number 5, don't assume anything. You've got to ask them their goals, ask them how much time they want to put in. What do you want to do? Do you want to do 1 party a month, a couple parties a month, 3 parties a month, 4 parties a month? You've got to know what they want. Don't assume what they want. And the same thing goes for don't assume that they don't want to sponsor. I used to do that when I first joined. I would ask, so when I would first recruit people, like earlier on in my business, I would say, so what do you think about the idea of recruiting other people? Is it something that you want to do? When you say it like that, they're like, oh God, no, that sounds horrible. I don't want to do that. You can't make it sound bad. Of course they're going to say no. So change your language. I'll get to that in a second. So number 6, learn their recognition love language and recognize them in that manner, especially as your teams are smaller. If you have a team of 15, it's so much easier to go through and figure out their recognition love language than if you have a team of 250. So while you can really put that time in of learning their love languages. And it's just the same as the book, The 5 Love Languages. There's words of affirmation, touch, gifts, quality time, acts of service. And remember, what gets recognized and rewarded gets repeated. So if you recognize and reward, that behavior will be repeated. So learn their love language. Get to know them as people and as individuals and find what makes them tick and what motivates them. And if you reward them in that way, it's going to speak right to them, right to their heart. So it's going to be a great way to keep them motivated. So number 7, share excitement and team spirit with them. Mary Christensen talked at Leadership about when you recruit people, you need to say like, oh, we all do this, and with the Sunshine State Superstars, we do this and we do that, and kind of have this team mantra, if you will, of, Sunshine State Superstars, we all earn Shooting Star, and I want to help you get there, so I think that's really a cool idea, and I think it goes a really long way, and it also shows that team spirit and that team camaraderie. I'm going to help you be, another great Sunshine State Superstar. It's just a cute thing. So really share that Scentsy spirit with them too. What it means to have Scentsy spirit and how we love on our Scentsy sisters, whether they're a part of our team or not. It's all about being a part of the Scentsy family. So teach them that team spirit and that Scentsy spirit. Number 8, encourage them to sponsor early. Do not let them be afraid. Show them and walk through it with them. Our Superstar director, Danette, taught me a little trick, or a little tip, I should say. She told me that when you're sponsoring a new team member, in that welcome interview, you talk to them about their list of 100, and you talk to them about, while they're making that list, to highlight people that they would love to go on an all-inclusive vacation with. And so when they call those people, they say, my director challenged me to identify the person, if I got an all-inclusive vacation, I would most want to go with, who I would most want to bring on that vacation with me. And the first person that I thought of was you. And she told me that if you're the first person I thought of that I would want to go on a vacation with, you should be the first person that I should think of when it comes to having a fun business like this together. And so I wanted to tell you about how I just joined Scentsy, and I'm really excited, and da-da-da-da. They can have a whole little conversation about, we're women. We like to do stuff together. We're at a restaurant, we go to the bathroom together. We go to the mall, we want to bring our friend to tell us if our butt looks good in the jeans. That's just how we are. So how fun to be invited to start a journey with someone. So get them sponsoring early. Don't let them be afraid or intimidated. And they need to know that it's about learning with that team member together. It's a journey that they're going to be on together. So it's fun. Number 9, don't sit around and wait for them to ask for your help. So many people sponsor others and they'll just send them a text every once in a while. Hey, do you need anything? Hey, do you have any questions? It's not going to cut it, people. They need more from you than that. They're brand new. They don't know what they need. They don't know. And if they do, they're going to be doing it. So no, they don't know what you need. They need. You know what they need. So provide it for them. Teach them how to do their launch party. Teach them how to book other parties at that party. Teach them how to recruit. Teach them how to do open house format parties. Teach fundraisers, working with realtors. Teach them how to, let's see, what else do I have here? Do events, Facebook parties, online parties, mini tester parties. Teach them how to do every aspect of the business that they're going to come across. If I didn't say teach them about offering closing gifts and stuff to realtors, there's so many different aspects of this business that they can work. And they need to know all of that. And you are the person to teach them. So teach them all of those things. Don't wait for them. Go through phases. Okay, so first, obviously, you're going to work on their launch party. And while you're working on the launch party, you're going to teach them how they're going to get bookings off of that party. That's step one. You got to work with them on that. Once they have that down, once they're feeling confident, having successful parties, getting bookings, move on to the next thing. Teach them, what you feel is the next most important thing for them to learn. How to do a fundraiser. They're brand new. Fundraisers can really help you network. You have to teach them these things. They do not know what they need to learn. That's what you're there for. So let's see, number 10. Once they're trained, once we're at least out of that 70-day window there for Sensational Start, give most of your time to the movers and the shakers. You've got to, as your team grows, you've got to learn that you can't give everyone equal amounts of time. Everyone is going to be at different places in their business. So you want to spend the most time and devote the most time to the people who want to work, the people who are ready to grow and hungry to grow their business. That is going to be most time well spent. And if you're giving them that time, just get ready to watch them soar. Because people who want it and people who are hungry, if you give them time and you give them your focus and one-on-one time with you, they're going to soar. I've seen it firsthand, and it's a really cool thing. So here's the last one, and this is number 11. So this is use the tools that you have. We, as leaders, are given so much available to us to be great leaders and to provide our team training. Here are a few examples. Sensi provides us weekly training calls. The Training Center with tons and tons and tons of videos available for our team members to look at anytime they want. YouTube. I have a YouTube channel with, 60 videos. If you're watching this, you're on the channel right now. So there's like 60 videos or something on there on all different kinds of topics. Use that as part of your training. Say, watch the video called New Fall Winter 2013 Home Party Presentation, and then on our call on Tuesday night, we're going to discuss it on that one-on-one phone call. Use my training videos that I've uploaded as a tool to help you be a better leader. Okay, say, hey, watch New Consultant Training Week 1, and then we're going to talk about that on Tuesday night as well. That's what I do. I use those videos as an asset. So that way, you're not repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and again. You're going over the most important parts of that video that they've already seen. The videos do not replace one-on-one. I'm not saying that, but they are an asset, and they are a great part of that instructional phase. So the next thing I have is the Facebook page. The team Facebook page is another asset. And if they're not on Facebook, I don't even ask them to join. Like, I don't say, oh, well, you should consider joining Facebook. I say, oh my gosh, we have an amazing, amazing team Facebook page where everybody's active, everybody's always sharing. There's really cool stuff that you can use in your own business that we're always uploading. You've got to join Facebook. And once you do, let me know and I'll add you. I don't even put it like, well, you should think about it. I just put it out there like, do it and we'll add you and it's so much fun. They can't say no to that. And the next thing is team trainings. Every month, I do one local meeting and one meeting over the phone. And if you can't listen to it live, you can listen to the recording for a month. It'll be available. So utilize what's available to you. You've heard it before, and I'm going to say it again. We do not have to invent the wheel. It's already been done. So use what's available to you to be the best leader that you can be. So there's my 11 principles to being a great lead, star, or superstar consultant. So utilize these things work with your teams, have open communication with your team, lead by example, do all of these things, and you are sure to see your team grow and be very successful in 2014. Wishing you guys many blessings in this new year, and I will catch you next time.